Alright, if you're seeing this reading, it was probably for a reason. I don't believe there's such a thing as coincidences, so if we cross paths, perhaps there's something you need to hear. I'm the Page of Pentacles. My only accounts are going to be listed right above me. If you were interested in a personal reading, you would have to reach out to me. I wouldn't reach out first. But yeah. So I guess what does this collective need to hear today? So the first card I got was the Queen of Wands, followed with the Page of Cups, Three of Wands reversed, and the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a need for you to be open to new emotions and new to be receptive to new things, but there's also a need to be discerning. And it's kind of finding that counteractive balance between head and heart, because it's important to respect both. Like, you got to respect that intuition and that gut feeling, but you also have to, like, you know, what's the right word? Be open, you know, to new experiences, to new people, to try new things, if you will. Being open and full of whimsy, but also being discerning and not ignoring what your gut is telling you. I feel like there's been a lack of self-reflection at some level. Perhaps you've been putting too much towards physical outwards work, and there's not been enough self-reflection and inwards work, because as much as you want to rush in, there is some need for change with the Tower reversed inside of you before you're going to be able to find that true emotional balance and to be able to move forward fully. See what else is there that this collective needs to hear. These two cups fell right back out, so perhaps there's something else I'm missing here. Water could be significant. Maybe you cleanse with water. Maybe it's something you need to do. Maybe really specific, putting your feet in water might be something that you need to do. Specifically natural bodies of water, if you can find it. If not, you know, there's other options. You can do what you need to do. I'm feeling called to say you need to take a day to just really reflect on what's not working for you. 303 on the timer. And your spirit guides will help you kind of work through that. I feel like there's an inner child wound that needs to be addressed with the Six of Cups here. Or perhaps some recurring cycle that started in childhood that needs to kind of be readdressed, if you will. Perhaps this is another 33 on the timer. I'm getting drawn to the number 10. I feel like that could be significant. So perhaps this is something that started when you were 10. This could be a cycle that started when you're 10, like maybe overgiving, or, you know, using defensive mechanisms like blowing up at somebody instead of talking things out, because that's what your inner child learned that they had to do to protect themselves, things like that. And I saw 55 on the timer, but that's just not something that's going to keep being stable. That's not something that's going to keep working out for you. Like, my fault. Still recovering for a cold. That's not something that's gonna keep working out for you. And you need to really reflect on that and kind of like soar through it almost. 22 on the timer. And maybe the itchiness meant something. So maybe this is something that's been kind of bothering you in the back of your mind, and it's been kind of like an itch that you're kind of just ignoring because it's like so inconvenient. You don't want to have to like kind of deal with it. So you've just been kind of throwing it in the background and kind of postponing it, just kind of being like, oh, it'll work itself out if I just pretend it's not there. But that's not really the case. In order to release something, you have to actively release it. It's not going to just disappear, because, like, you know, he might be upside down, but nothing's falling because he's still holding on so tight. You know what I mean? I'm also getting the image of, like, this is gonna sound silly, he loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not. Kind of just, like, sorting through every single, like, little thing and categorizing it. And honestly, I feel like that's also significant that I was drawn to that phrase specifically, because if at any point you're having to question whether or not someone is good for you, uplifting you, being a good influence, supporting you, then, you know, maybe that's not somebody you want to spend so much time and energy on, because you shouldn't have to go through and question those kinds of things. Like, it should be pretty consistent, because you deserve consistency. And perhaps that's the exact inner child wound that you're kind of, like, having to deal with, is like, I deserve consistency, I deserve this level of respect, I deserve, and this doesn't have to be like a romantic partner. I know I was kind of drawn to, like, a romantic phrase, but this could be a family member. In fact, I feel like for many this is a family member. If at any point you have to question whether or not someone is a good influence for you, perhaps it's worth questioning whether that's someone you want in your immediate circle or to let into your energy and your time. I heard one creator on here, I believe, say at some point, would you let a child, 6:39 on the timer, any child, would you let them around that person? And would you trust that person to take care of that child and treat them the way that they deserve? If no, then you shouldn't let yourself be around them either. Like, point blank period. Like, because you deserve that kind of love too. And sometimes it's hard because it's like, you know, you're within that, so it's hard for you to, you know, what's the right way to put it? It's hard for you to kind of get that perspective, because it's like, oh, well, I'm me, but, like, you know, this person, this child doesn't deserve that, but I'm me, and I can deal with it. Just because you can deal with something doesn't mean you should. You know? Just because I can deal with a rock in my shoe doesn't mean I should have to. It's uncomfortable. It's hurting my foot. Like, why would I leave it there? Yeah, so once again, going back to the whimsy and discernment, cut right back to it. So, this isn't saying you have to, like, be like, have, like, a stake up your ass or something. But it is saying, you know, there is a line between you can be kind to people, but you don't have to give them your time and your energy. There is a line there. It's civility, it's politeness, but it's also knowing where you're cutting into my time and my energy, and it's hurting me. It's at my expense. And at that point, you do need to draw a line. Whether that is with, like, a partner, a family member, even coworkers, honestly. With the Three of Swords, and I feel like you've been kind of sitting on that and ignoring it, because something has, like, that itch I was talking about, something has been bothering you in the back of your mind, and it's like every time that you, like, let that slide, you're just reiterating to yourself, oh, I'm not worth it, I don't deserve this, like, or this is the kind of treatment I do deserve. I should just keep letting myself be put in that situation because I can. Like I said, if there's a rock in your shoe and you can have it in your shoe, does that mean you should? Does that mean you should have to put up with that? I saw 1151 on the timer. So yeah, like, this is kind of just, like, learning that discernment with your energy and your emotions as well to match the whimsy, because it is kind of a balancing act, but it's one that we're all kind of playing at. 909. And I feel like once you have really, like, mastered this concept, this is going to be closing out a huge karmic loop, especially for some of you, especially if it's a child, inner child wound. Once you figure that out, once you're able to really show yourself, I am worth it, I deserve better, then you're going to be in a really good place, like, balance-wise, emotion-wise, and you're going to know where to put your energy, to put it in the right spots that are going to work out for you. 55 on the timer again, so I believe in y'all.